Welcome to Tri-Valley Sports Final, your program for the best in local sports action. On this week's show, freshman Peyton Williams comes up big in the clutch as the Livermore Cowboys softball team takes on crosstown rival Granada. Jay Cosgrove helps lead the way on both offense and defense as Livermore squares off against Dublin in an EBAL nail-biter. And Josh Salonga is outstanding as the Foothill Boys volleyball team faces the California Grizzlies. All that and much more right here on Tri-Valley Sports Final. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. I'm Ian Bartholomew. On this week's show, we'll have boys volleyball as Foothill takes on the California Grizzlies. We'll also have softball and a pair of matchups that would go right down to the wire. And to get us started with that, it's my co-host, Tim Sabrani.
Great. Thank you, Ian. And City bragging rights on the line in the EBAL softball as Livermore Cowboys taking on the Granada Matadors. The Cowboys came into the game with a record of 6-1, while the Matadors were 3-5. Granada won both meetings between the two schools last year. And we pick things up at Granada High School, bottom of the first. Livermore on top 1-0. But Saskia Robb would try to get this one evened up with the infield single there. And then Robb showing her speed on the base pass, sliding into second, safe with the stolen base, but she would end up being left stranded. Top of the second, it would be Kerrigan Coates getting things going for the Cowboys. She gets the double to right. So standing at second base. But then we see some great defense. Granada retiring the side as Vanessa Mitre catches that one. And now we go to the bottom of the second. Sarah Deflich walks to begin the Matadors rally. And then here's Delaney Amua with the base hit to left. So you got the runners at first and second. But this time, again, two excellent teams with excellent defense. And we see the liner, look at that diving catch right there, Jay Cosgrove. And she's excited about that one, as well she should be for Livermore. So we go to the top of the third, still 1-0. Sophia Garanich, Garachi with the infield single, and then she would end up going to second on the throwing air. It's a nice job there by Garachi. And then Jay Cosgrove, we saw her in the field defensively making a big play. Here she gets the base hit to left. Garachi would score. Livermore now on top 2-0. But that would be it in terms of the damage this inning for the Cowboys, as we see some nice range there. Running catch by Saskia Robb, robbing an extra base hit. So we go into the bottom of the third. It was 2-0 Livermore, but now it is 2-1 after Saskia Robb gets the solo shot. So she's having a great game. And that would be it for Granada that inning, but they trimmed the deficit to 2-1. So now we go to the top of the fourth. We see Granada, the defense now. Alexis Phillips, a nice throw as shortstop to end the Livermore threat in that inning. Bottom of the fourth now, Deplich. We see this base hit to left to get the rally going for the Matadors. And now Delaney Amua walks to put runners at first and second, and then Vanessa Mitre walks. So the bases are loaded, and that sets things up for Madison Hum. Base hit to right down the line. Hum's base hit would knock in Amua and Deplich. Granada goes on top at this point by a score of 3-2. Top of the fourth, now the top of the fifth. With Livermore training, Sophia Garachi gets the infield single. Tried to get things going. Jay Cosgrove, she's having a big game. Base hit to right. And look at Garachi showing the speed on the base pass, slides into third safely. And that sings things up for Elena Makowski, the bunt single. Garachi scores from third. We are knotted up at 3 apiece heading into the bottom of the fifth. Saskia Robb, there she is again. What a big day for her. Here she gets the single to left to start the rally. And then with 2 on though, Livermore defense, we see the grounder to Makowski, throws out the batter. no runs in that inning. So now we go to the bottom of the 6th. Pinch runner Jaden Roldan at second. She's in for Madison Hom. Lauren Melton would be hit by a pitch. That puts runners at first and second. Alexis Phillips walks. So now the bases are loaded. And yeah, you guessed it. Saskia Robb, she grounds out, but knocks in the run for Granada. Granada goes on top 4-3 at that point. And her teammates are excited. So one last chance for Livermore, top of the 7th, one out. Jay Cosgriff, another player having a big game for the Cowboys, gets the base hit. Then Lane Makowski gets the base hit to center. So now we have runners at first and second. Next up would be the freshman Peyton Williams, and there she makes her presence felt. A 3-run home run to second over the center field wall. That's right, only a freshman. No hit bigger than that one in her high school career thus far. Livermore up 6-4, bottom of the 7th. Savannah Froke gets the final out to win the game on the pop out. Gianna Wills makes that catch to end the game, and you see the final score there. Peyton Williams, 3-run blast is the difference as the Cowboys rally for the victory. The win improved Livermore's record to 7-1. Matadors dropped to 3-6. Tough loss for Granada, who played exceptionally well.
Yeah, they played really well, and they've been playing a lot better lately. And this team, you know, they've got so much talent, Granada does, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before they really turn things around and make a push for the playoffs, and they could be very dangerous once they hit that.
There's no doubt. And Saskia Robb, I mean, what a big day for her. Madison Hom, a big day. But Peyton Williams, the freshman, in a storied rivalry, to be able to add her chapter to that rivalry with the 3-run blast. And Livermore, hey, they just keep grinding away. You can't put the Cowboys away. So many weapons on that team.
And so many clutch hits by them. We are just getting started with softball. We'll see the Livermore Cowboys in action once again as they take on Dublin in our Tri-Valley Sports Final Game of the Week coming up next. Plus, a little later, we'll have boys volleyball as the Foothill Falcons face the California Grizzlies. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. The Livermore High School softball team is on a roll. Through the first month of the season, the Cowboys had an overall record of 7-1. Included in those wins was a 4-3 come-from-behind victory over Dublin. Recently, the two squads met again in the rematch. We go out to Dublin. Livermore looking for their 5th straight win. Pick it up in the bottom of the 1st. Freshman Sydney Salazar rounds a slow roller to short, and she legs it out for a single. Next batter, Sydney Costello drills a pitch into the gap. Jay Cosgriff gets it back in quickly, but Costello has a stand-up double. Tanaya Barrett then walks. That loads the bases for Kensington Abreu, who also draws a free pass. Costello comes in to score as the Gales grab a 1-0 lead. Olivia Suyat then steps up, lines it off third. Ball bounces away. Barrett scores. Suyat holds it first. That makes it 2-0. Kelly Majora then follows with a shot down the left field line. That plates Suyat and Ariana Cooper to make it 4-0. Caitlin Burgess then singles to center. Cosgriff with a strong throw to the plate. But the Cowboys prevent any further damage as Casey Norton comes into the game and gets a strikeout to end the threat. In the 2nd, sophomore star Elaine Makowski grounds to second and beats the throw. She, however, would be left stranded. We move to the bottom of the 2nd. Sydney Costello singles sharply to left. She holds it first. Moments later, Costello is off and running. She steals second with the pop-up slide. Tanaya Barrett then walks for the 2nd time of the game. After a wild pitch advances both runners, Sarah Bull bunts. Cowboys get the out at first. Then the throw home for a double play. Catcher Kimber Dow with the tag. Kensington Abreu then makes a bid for extra bases, but look at Cosgrove go back and make a leaping catch. That saves at least a run and ends the inning. In the third, Maggie Pike singles to center. She would, however, advance no further. Moving to the fourth now, Jay Cosgrove pulls a pitch down the line. The future Minnesota Golden Gopher goes into second with a double. Peyton Williams then walks. Lane Mikoski then rips a single to left. That loads the bases for freshman Gianna Willis, who flies to right. Carrie Majora makes the catch. Cosgrove tags up and scores. That cuts the lead to 4-1. Kerrigan Coates follows with a shot to left. Pinch runner Sophia Traverso scores to make it 4-2. On to the fifth. Jay Cosgrove gets things going for Livermore with her second hit of the game. Peyton Williams then steps up and bloops a ball to right. It drops. Cosgrove comes all the way around to score. She's fired up. That cuts the lead to 4-3. More great defense now in the sixth inning, courtesy of Tanaya Barrett. The fly to center. She charges and makes a diving catch. Moments later, the Ohio State signee does it again as she ranges to her left, lays out and hauls it in. Barrett showing why she's one of the top players in the Bay Area. Seventh inning now, last chance for the Cowboys. Emma McQuoid gets things started with a base hit. She would go on to steal second. Three batters later, Jay Cosgrove shows bunt, but swings away and lines it off the base of the fence. She holds it first. McQuoid scores to tie the game at 4. Peyton Williams follows with a rip into the gap. Williams holds it first. Runners out the corners for Lane Mikoski, who delivers once again with a base hit up the middle. McGriff scores as the Cowboys jump on top 5-4. 2 on now for Gianna Willis, who also singles to center. That plays Traverso to make it 6-4. Dublin would not go quietly though. Bottom 7, Sydney Costello lines to right. She beats the throw for a single, her third hit of the game. Tanaya Barrett then steps up and crushes it to left. A laser over the fence. Barrett rounds third and trots home with the 2-run homer. That ties the game at 6. Next batter, Sarah Bull. Rips a shot to left, but Sophia Garochi races over, makes a diving catch. That sends this game into extra innings. We go now to the 8th, and Kimber Dow laying down the bunt. She reaches on the error. Next batter, Emma McQuoid also bunts. She gets aboard when the ball gets away, and Dow moves to third. McQuoid then intentionally gets herself caught in a rundown. That allows Dow to slide in safely with the go-ahead run. Livermore jumps on top 7-6. Maggie Pike then grounds one deep in the hole. Gales have no play. Cosgrove then is intentionally walked. Bases loaded for Sophia Traverso, who grounds to short. Dublin gets the force at third, but on the play, McQuoid scores to make it 8-6. And that would be enough for the sophomore Casey Norton, who gets the final out on this fly to left. Garochi makes the catch. That seals it as Livermore edges Dublin in a wild one, 8-6. Jay Cosgrove and Lane Mikoski combined for 6 hits as the Cowboys win again. Sydney Costello, meanwhile, paces the Gales with 3 hits and 3 runs scored. Afterwards, Cosgriff, her teammates, and Livermore head coach Andy Palazzo said their team always battles until the final out.
Dublin, they've been gunning for us ever since our game on last week, and you know, they have some great players. Their center fielder, Ohio State commit. For our team to just fight back and keep on going for that win, that was a great job. We have a never say die attitude. Like, our girls, they have so much heart. They're always wanting to get better. They're always going to practice early, getting some swings in, and just never want to lose. Always going out for a win. They're so much fun to play with, and like, I'm best friends with all these girls, and it's so much fun to be with them every single day.
I feel like this team, we're so good at acting when the time is right. Whenever there's a big moment, we always come through. I think that's the best thing about our team. We are able to stay loose in those big moments and get it done. It's awesome to see new players come up and like get it done. We're all always working before and after practice, so it's good to see a lot of work ethic come up as we go.
It was really challenging going in there. I had to have like a solid mindset, but also my team helped back me up. Like, my coaches knew what pitches to throw, and there were people in the dugout who gave good info on the other team. Our team is really strong. We have a lot to add to the lineup, and subbing people in, we have a lot of good talent on this team and upcoming freshmen. Our team's doing pretty solid right now.
Dublin's a really, really good team. They hit the ball well. Their pitchers keep them in the game. And how we did it, we just didn't give up. We made plays on defense, switched pitchers. Second pitcher, Casey Norton, she's a bulldog. She just kept us in the game the rest of the way. And I knew our top of our lineup could hit. Jay Cosgriff, Peyton Williams, Laney McCoskey. They're just pure hitters, and they put us back in it. So this team never gives up. It's our third or fourth, eighth inning win. And they're just relaxed, loose. They stay loose all the time. So it's great for me, right? If they're not worried, kind of keeps me calm, but they're just a great group of players this year.
That's going to do it for softball. Up next, we'll move indoors for EBAL boys volleyball as the first place Foothill Falcons take on the California Grizzlies. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. It's been a good start for the Foothill boys volleyball team. The defending E-ball champions, the Falcons, are undefeated in league. Recently, the Falcons looked for their 8th straight EBAL victory as they hosted the upset-minded California Grizzlies. And we pick it up at Foothill High School. Foothill already in command, up in this one 2-0. And we pick it up in the third set. And we see some nice passing there by Foothill. Salonga, key part of that with the set. And Foothill gets the point. Next we see Caleb Lai serving for a point. Next up, see Cameron Hitchin gets it to Salonga, and this time it's Bharat Marimuthu. And the point goes to the Falcons. Hitchin again would end up being right there, but the block by Josh Salonga. Now we see, look at the great serve. Bharat Marimuthu serving an ace. And then it would be Josh Salonga's turn to serve up an ace. Congratulated by Hitchin and his teammates. Now we see Lai getting it to Salonga, over to Hitchin from the right side, and the Grizzlies just can't return it. And point goes to the Falcons. Next up, we see Jeremy Sun to Salonga, back to Sun, and another point for Foothill. And after the Grizzlies serve, it would be Marimuthu to Salonga, back to Marimuthu with the point. And that will do it. You see the teams after the match congratulating each other on a job well done. And you see the final score there. The Falcons get the sweep. They're currently 8-0 in league play, 16-5 overall. And this was a relatively easy win for Foothill.
Yeah, 8-0, and in those 8 matches, they've only dropped 2 sets. So they've been absolutely dominant in the EBAL and just continue to rebuild. And, you just see how deep this team is with these guys coming off the bench mostly and playing solid. They look like they're starters out there.
Yeah, and the reality is, we thought last year, oh, this is one of Coach Collins' best teams, and they lost a few guys, thought maybe they'd take a step back. They might be better than last year, just in terms of the balance of this team. We'll be back with more, including our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athletes of the Week, right after these messages, so please stay with us.
Our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athletes of the Week are Livermore softball player Jay Cosgriff and Granada softball player Saskia Robb. A University of Minnesota signee, Cosgriff has been on a tear. She's batting .469, including 12 hits in her last 16 at-bats with 2 home runs and 12 RBI. She recently went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 6 RBI against Kimball. Her team currently has a record of 10-1. Robb, meanwhile, has been equally dominant for Granada, a University of Nevada signee. She's batting .529 with 5 home runs and 13 RBIs. Her top game was a 4 for 5 performance with a home run and 6 RBIs against Rodriguez. For their excellence on the diamond, Granada's Saskia Robb and Livermore's Jay Cosgriff are Tri-Valley Sports Final Athletes of the Week. Congratulations to them. And on next week's show, we hope to have more softball action from the Livermore Stampede. Livermore, Granada, and Amador are among the Tri-Valley teams taking part. They're going to be facing other Northern California powers like St. Francis, Mitty, Sheldon, and many more. Always a loaded field and great competition out there. First day got rained out, but they're going to be trying to make up the rest of those games and get a full tournament in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great tradition in the Tri-Valley and great value for your money and top-level softball, not just of our local teams, but again, throughout Northern California.
Yeah, if you want to see top players, definitely go out there and check that out. We may also have some boys volleyball, and we will have that coming up in a future show.
Yeah, as we get here into the final weeks of April, it's this is where you start seeing teams make that playoff push. So the competition gets a little bit more intense, a little bit more exciting, and we'll have all the action right here.
And that'll do it for this edition of Tri-Valley Sports Final. For Tim Sobrani, I'm Ian Bartholomew. Thanks for watching. See you next week.